guys. Okay, we did a little video with abnormal investigations. So these are the takeouts. Hope you enjoy them. Let's
Mhm.
see. First of all, we'll start off with smart something. Wonder what that file name is. All right. Here's just the outtakes. Let's see what this first one is here.
All right.
If you're not smart, as long as you got someone around you that is smart, then you're smart too. If you're not smart, as long as you got someone around you that is smart, then you're smart too. If you're not smart, as long as you got someone around you that is smart, then you're smart too. If you're not smart, as long as you got someone around you that is smart, then you're smart too.
Anyway,
If you're not smart, as long as you got someone around you that is smart, then you're smart too.
let's go down and let's see what we got here.
Connected to the vampires, don't it? In a weird way.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. It does sound like they're all the bloodsuckers are all family one way or another.
Yeah.
I know some of them personally. they do exist.
they like you guys have seen the Black Eye Club, and there's everybody's seen it, and they're like, what is that about? And some people have done a little thing, but they have like stadiums underground, and these for real come up, and they put people. They bring these clubs they have. We're not in it. George Carlson, there's their club, and we're not in it. And I don't want to be in their club, but anyway, they have like stadiums. They do it now. They're doing it all above ground, and they bring in all these rich and powerful people where they do all this satanic stuff, and they put that frill in these people's eyes. Because once you get into their club, they kind of own you, and you look at your celebrities and your politicians, and they're a lot of them are. That's how they're being mind controlled, is by that system of evil, and it's coming up surface, and we're seeing more and more people that are infected with this entertainment purpose
Exactly.
only. Okay, we're back. Okay, so that was Mike's story about which one was we just play? Oh, we played the Bloodsuckers. Okay, that was Bloodsuckers. Okay, this next video here is Mike's talking about his grandma dumping gravy on a rooster. And so this gets good here. Okay, let me figure out how to do this again.
Granny was dumping scraps, and she had accidentally, when she dumped the scraps, she poured gravy on one of the roosters. Well, the other roosters didn't recognize him because she had poured the gravy on him, and they all went after him. They were trying to kill him, and I remember Grandpa trying to catch the rooster to save the rooster. But I guess it freaked them out because they didn't know who he was with that gravy on his head. It's like, we don't know this dude.
We don't know, but he's got gravy. He's tasty.
He might be tasty. He might as well get gone too.
Gravy's always good with chicken.
Yeah, that's right.
So. And they like Maker's Mark, right? Granny was dumping scraps, and she had accidentally, when she dumped the scraps, right? She poured gravy on one of the roosters.
Well, that was that was given as that was a gift. I know that's like we.
And they like Maker's Mark, right?
Well, that was that was given as that was a gift. I know that's like we the gift place we go to. We have to go to Kentucky to get to it. It's in Tennessee, but we have to go up through Kentucky to get down in it. And we went out one morning after gifting. Was it the gifting or the morning we met the gift?
Looks like they
coming back.
Looks like they had a few nips out of it.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, we did.
But
Once out of it,
this was
not once.
sitting on. This was sitting right there, and there's no way no one found that place because, like I said, we have to hike a mile in from the Kentucky line. That's how we found the place. At the time, me and my wife years ago, I was looking for a squatchy place, back 5, 10 years ago.
Okay. That was the Maker's Mark story. Alrighty. And what do we got? This is me.
Your doctor.
Telling these are my doctors. And let's roll that one.
Anything to hurt my body.
Right. This is my doctor. This is my dentist. This is my veterinarian. He does everything. We have sutures. We have Novocaine. We have everything. We do dental work. He does. If I've got a cavity, he takes care of it. If my chicken needs stitches, he stitches. If anything's hurt around, he sewed up things. He fixes things. We're like I said, we're kind of homemade Amish. It's the only way I can explain to people.
Or homemade Amish.
That's the only way I can explain to people. We're homemade Amish. But over time, we've just got where we don't. I'm like you. I really don't want to see no doctors. And people in Kentucky, they only have 2 reasons to go see a doctor. One, it fell off and I can't stay on, or it won't stop bleeding, and that's it. And I'm like, oh, I like the people in Kentucky. I'm like, I'm with you guys.
They're right on the target.
Yeah, they're right. That's
You guys are the definition of homegrown. That's what Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And now we're looking at the mitochondria. I kind of put out a little viewpoint of what I think the mitochondria. It's a little bit of everything. Let's roll that.
All right.
I've got a crazy theory that I've been studying on and reading up on, and there's women have what you call the mitochondria. The mitochondria, when they like dance, women's got the power to create like love, vibration power. The mitochondria, when they raise their mitochondria, they raise the DNA, which is basically the DNA vibrates more, which creates love. And supposedly, this is what I've heard, in the back, when women would dance, a woman would represent fire, water, the 4 signs, and they could go and dance around a fire, and they'd raise their mighty. I call it the mighty contract, but it's called the mitochondria. And anyway, when they do that, they create an energy force that goes out from them. And if they do that on the ley line, then that would create, it would go through in all the pyramids. If you went into one of those pyramids, it would heal you because these women had the power to send that power of love throughout the earth. And that's why, if you notice, most women are always under attack by pretty much everything, because they have, I do believe that women have that ability to create that higher than anything, because they have children, they have a portal. It was a dream I had the other night. I was telling my wife, I said, I know it sounds crazy, but you guys have a portal that you're supposed to open up. Not like, I know it's weird.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
A woman's wound is a portal.
Okay. That was the mitochondria. Okay. Next one we're going to talk about is the rooster. What was that about, Matt?
Oh, rooster's bath.
Is it the rooster?
Rooster shower.
Oh, no, that's the rooster. You giving him a shower.
I think that's what that one was.
Okay, so yeah, here we go. We're going to look at Matthew giving a rooster a shower. Here we go.
That I would use for my breeding. And then the other roosters, I would know that, hey, in about 6 to 8 months, you guys are going to the pot or to the freezer,
Right.
There
Well,
you go.
Matthew's got it's kind of like a boxing match for chickens. When roosters, if he gets 2 roosters and they start fighting, he puts them in this metal cage and he gets the water hose, says, all right, boys, you want to fight? Let's get it.
Yeah.
And he breaks them from fighting. Because if they get into a fight, he says, you boys want to fight? And so he puts the roosters in there. Probably shouldn't say that's on YouTube. Maybe someone's going to call
Well, it's actually
off.
kind of safe because it's actually giving them a bath. If you
Well, they
look
get
at
their
them
bath too,
afterwards,
but
they look really clean.
but he's broke. We got roosters that get along, and I know that's weird, but our roosters are like, man, I don't want to fight you today. I don't feel like getting a shower.
They look
Hey, if it
threatening.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the weird.
Okay. That was Rooster. Now, we got
Screech.
the Screeching Owl. This is a story about me and Tina camping and our little Screeching Owl friend. Alrighty. Here we go.
So
Yeah, we had Tatum. Me and Tatum was up one night. We used to go camping in our camper, our Toyota. We had a little camper top, and we went up through the woods. I forgot where we went, but there was this huge boulder we parked beside, and we're laying there asleep in our little camper top, and something on must have been I think it was standing on top of that rock, but it screamed at us. I see it back then. I didn't know what a screeching owl was, but I don't think that was a screeching owl. It went. I mean, we both sat up, hit our heads, going, "What the hell?" But it was, but we were. I mean, we still don't know because I know that of course, that's not a screeching owl. They're loud. Like my cousin Benny. Remember when he comes out? He's like,
He starts
oh
blasting
yeah,
that screech.
that's how we felt. But I swear there wasn't no screeching owl. We're like, our minds wanted to make it. That's a screeching owl. And I'm like, yeah, it's a screeching owl. Go back to sleep.
yeah.
Screeching owl.
That's like her yelled. His mom said it yelled through her.
It
It
did.
yelled through you.
Whatever
Like
screamed at
wherever,
us.
how loud it was, whatever type of vocals it had, it went through you. That's for sure. Sound
You
like
know-
it was on the roof.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Okay, there we go. So there's our Benny Vincent moment. All right. And what is that?
I don't know what the hand is,
Stitches.
but the stitches. The when with your hand.
Okay, here's the story about Matt sewing up my hand.
All right.
All right. So move a couple of things. I'll have that rolling here. Come on down. All right, here we go.
Mosquitoes and bites and
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he-
live in Tennessee, so
yeah.
we
I mean, he
gotta
told-
learn.
He sewed me up. He sewed me up the other day. I put my
Oh.
hand up and I hit a metal fan that we had spinning up in the garage, and it cut me from here to here, and it cut
Mm.
open good. Anyway, he put 2 stitches,
Only 2 stitches
Two
to
stitches
put that
in
big
it.
old
and
cut in
that
there.
was only 2 weeks ago. And it's, I mean, they're like so beauty.
They almost cut that dang thing off. I'm surprised he even bent it. That's how deep it was. Okay, I was kind of like,
You're impressed?
yeah, I was impressed. I was
I'll
already
check
trying to
that.
like faint a couple times just watching him try not to faint. I was like, good
Tina,
lord.
Tina wasn't.
Well, you did a
Tina
good
wasn't-
job.
Yeah, Tina was
Didn't
my
faint.
wife. She's like, oh no. But I've got
She was
Novocaine, so first thing I do is like, watch this, boys, girls, put some Novocaine on. You can't get Novocaine. All this good stuff you can't get, unless you got friends in places, But anyway, Novocaine it up, and then he's working on it. And I'm like, oh man, here, let me help you out. So, cause I got one good hand, poke it through
Yeah.
here. So there, hold
Not
this.
through the meat, through
So
the skin.
but once I know I'm like, see, that's it. That's ridiculous what they pay for, and it's beautiful surgeon. He's the best surgeon I got.
It's clean.
Best surgeon I
It's
got.
clean cut.
Clean.
I learned mustard.
Okay. And we got a couple more. And that will be it. Let's see. Now, this right here is the herd. This was the herd that we heard in Coca Creek, Tennessee. So let's roll the herd.
Woo. Waiting for it to cave in on me. And I'm ex-military, and we boar hunting in Turkey, and in Turkey Muslims don't eat pig, but we were set up on one ridge, and the town took pots and pans and they run them to us. And when the boar the herd came, I was getting ready to climb trees because there was more than we had ammo for. And so I kind of had experience almost getting run over by a herd before. And so me and him was sitting there, and I heard a herd, and I set up, and I'm staring at the tent intensely, waiting to die. I'm watching the tent, I'm listening to the herd. It's getting louder. It's getting louder. And I'm like, where the hell did buffalo come from? What are these? What is it? But you can hear no huff, and you just heard the feet, boom, 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 the thumbs, and it was coming, and it was coming, and it was coming, and it was coming, and I don't know if it was just my adrenaline was going up, of course, and at that time I did the breathing thing. I was thinking, control your breathing, breathe, as I stared at the tent, and it seemed like it went right on top of us and was sitting on us, and I should be dead, and it went through us and past us, and that's when we heard the Bigfoot toosh, toosh coming up the river, and that's when I looked at. That's when
you yelled.
That's when I spoke to you and said,
trailer.
I said, you heard that, didn't you? 2 feet, and that's when he said, you heard the herd, and I go, that was 2 feet, because that was the herd. Yeah, that was horrifying because I thought we were going to die from a herd of something.
I was inside
and the people down at the cabin said, "What was that?" They were saying it was our herd, and we're like, "There's no feet print out here. There was no. We were on a little peninsula where we were camping. There was no way there was a herd that came out there."
Yeah, I was in the camper looking out both sides of the windows while they was on top of us, and I could see across the field to a bank to another field with open trees. I could see all the way across to the other side of the ridge, and I was looking out both sides of the windows. The other side of the window is to my truck and the drop off to the creek, so I was able to even see across there. And this thing was upon us, and I was looking to the right and left, keep on doing it, and there was nothing. I did not see nothing at all outside, even when it was above us. It seemed like it did a loop around us and then kept on heading on down creek type of deal. And didn't see nothing. Then we just heard it the whole time.
We do believe now that's if you look in Revelations 9, it talks about Scorpion King, and it has wings that sound like horses' thunder or something like that.
It's like its wings are like the sound of horses' thuds or hooves.
Horses' thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah. So
with
I'm thinking maybe it was Scorpion King, which like I said in Revelation 9, you can read about that. That's the only thing I can figure on that one. That one's still total mystery. But we had a night we were in Kentucky. We're sitting there in our chairs and just sitting there talking, and we heard whoo, whoo, whoo.
Yeah.
Three different kind of areas, and they started coming towards us, and it was okay. That was the herd. And what do we got next?
We got
the owls. I guess that was when the owls came. 3 owls that came in and chased us to our truck, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So let's shoot for the owls.
All right.
Okay, we're sitting there in our chairs and just sitting there talking, and we heard whoo, whoo, whoo.
Yeah.
Three different kind of areas, and they started coming towards us, and it was hoo hoo, and then the other one hoo hoo, and then it went hoo hoo, hoo hoo, and then as it was coming at us, me and him, we just put out a bunch of gifts up there, so we were like, cool, they're coming because they're excited, and we were excited. And as they got really close, something in me, it was kind of like trance. I was like in a movie. I was almost in a trance. I was sitting there captivated by this. This is amazing. You can imagine me and him were like, whoa, this is cool. But when they got really close, something in me, my spirit said no, because I felt like I was in a trance. Like, no, I don't do trances. I don't do trances. And so I got up, went to the door, and by the time I got to the door, they were coyotes, because they went into, I mean, it did sound like gorillas and monkeys and all this screaming, and then coyotes. And they were 3 of them coming down on us. And as soon as I touched the door, it went bam, silent. Never heard another peep, another owl that night. Me and him was like, what the hell just happened? And, but I definitely feel, we definitely know now, follow your spirit. You know, if your spirit says run, you better be moving it. Because I mean, we almost got into like a trance. I mean, I felt like a trance, like I was in a movie, like I was watching a movie, and I almost got subdued by doing it. But like I said, I felt like my spirit said, I felt like inside it said no, and I was like, because I feel like if you don't keep your will, they can take you. So you better stand up and say no. You better move. don't let them take you into a trance or whatever that was that came in on us. That could have been ETs. That could have been mean foots. It could have been, I don't know what that was, but so that was a dangerous situation I think we got into that evening.
And they started getting to orangutan and coyote sounds.
Yeah, we had no recorder because I went to the truck to get a recorder. I'm like, I'll go get a recorder. But first of all, I actually said no. I felt really like something's wrong about being in a trance.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go get a recorder. We wasn't recording anything. And I went to the truck. As soon as I touched it, they went quiet. I sat down in the passenger seat, and you were a little bit slow behind me.
I was behind him. Now the thing is,
he was in a trance. We were both in a trance. I was into it. I was in a trance. I understand. I was there with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once you got up, then I was like, oh, I do feel the movie scene, feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, I gotta get up. So I got up, and by the time I got to the back end of my truck and Dad's about to touch the door handle, that's when I thought I couldn't get around to the other side of the truck to get to the driver's seat, because I was thinking they're already upon us that fast. Yeah, I'm like, I'm already behind. I'm like, oh crap. Dad, you better get in, and I'll jump in the bed of the truck, and you just get going.
That's why we camp now. We always have the key in the ignition. Like I said, we went up Wednesday this week to Kentucky, but the key's always in the ignition.
Mm-hmm.
Matt put the dog down. He's like, nope, I'm not putting him in the driver's seat because I don't want to throw a dog in the middle of the night. We gotta go. Make the dog
in the passenger seat or the back. I don't care where the dog is.
But we have we do carry, we have guns, but we take reasonable. We sleep inside metal campers.
Yeah, we do metal campers though. We don't do none of that thin plastic stuff. Like
I ain't doing that with no boogers out there. I'm telling you, I ain't doing that. With
no after hearing this story,
I ain't around no boogers. Boogers are funny. They throw things.
Okay, one more little. Oops, where's my sound? I got no sound.
No, it's there.
It's there.
Gotta click on it.
Oh, okay. It's there.
It's supposed to be there. It's unmuted. They should be hearing us.
They should be hearing. Okay, I hope so.
I was doing that earlier, I saw.
Okay.
But one more video.
Let's shoot this guy in case it's not recording us. Here we go.
This, and it's about the size of
my fingers. That
3 toes.
There's the camera.
And I was aggravated. I was aggravated because this thing had shook so much and did so much damage. I was looking for stuff to be all over the ground, and there was nothing on the ground. And so I was aggravated. And I can remember, like, I don't know what that is. What, we got ostriches in Kentucky? So I was kind of like, I kind of blew them off, And then, years later, I've been hearing people talk about these
3 toes,
some kind of dinosaur things flying around. I'm like, I think those might be true, but there was also a big footprint in our camp. That was, I don't know, it was about that big. It was a big. You see where something had stepped through our camp.
Bigger than our shoes.
Bigfoot. So maybe that's where we thought maybe there was a Bigfoot involved in this whole thing. But we
you pointed that out, and you were happy about that. I was like, you didn't even like my little 3 toe.
My brain couldn't accept stuff like that. I didn't have the conscious capability to think there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex out here. That's not
gonna happen.
What?
All right, that's it, guys. We've got a few notes, and that's the end of the show, buddy. Let's see. First of all, YouTube did not share this out with our folks. I think I put out 3 posts, and I didn't see our folks got over. Our folks, good folks, would be there if they got notified. So anyway, that's one note. Hopefully, our folks that see this, the full video is over on Abnormal's site. There's a whole lot more covered, and it's over 2 hours. So I'll have that link in the description. Second note I want to make is we run videos a lot of times, and then we put them in our unlisted playlist. So if you're looking for videos, I keep our main ones out front, but everything's posted, but you got to go to our unlisted playlist to see the ones that are unlisted. And we keep a lot of stuff there. If you're missing any videos, look there. Also, new email address is Tennessee Kentucky Bigfoot at gmail.com. That one seems to work. So if you want to write,
email me, get in touch with us. That's how you do it. Don't forget to sub, like, comment, and share this video out. We'd appreciate that. And let's see, final thing. So I want to thank Mike, Jess, Randy, and the crowd for having us. And I enjoy the storytelling. Mike reminded me of my family. That's what we used to do. Normally it was men, but they would sit around and talk about the stories. And one person talked about the story, and another one went off of that story. And it was fun talking to Mike. We kind of bounced off each other, and I appreciate that time. Storytelling is one of those arts that, try to keep it up out there, Mike and Abnormal. And we appreciate y'all. And that's going to be the end of this.